And we are recording. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, and welcome back to another of our BTN Enhancements, GSF Enhancement sessions this morning. We have a lot of backup today. We have a lot of experts on the call. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's really go around the horn, right? We have my co-host, Justin Jones, here helping me out. What's up, Justin? Good morning.
Morning,
And we
Henry.
also have some folks helping us with the chat. We have Chris DiNapoli. Good morning, Chris. We also have Jose, who's going to be helping us answer some questions. And then, of course, we have Andrew Ruscher, who's going to provide some of his expertise as we go here as well. So good morning, Andrew. Thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Good morning, guys. Thank you. We have a good amount of attendees already. I think out of respect for everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to kick it over to Justin to give us some house rules and to go over the agenda here. Justin, it's all yours, man.
Hey, hold on. There's a couple people not hearing. Hold on. Let me just check your settings. You might need to log out and log back in. If you don't hear anyone talking when you log in, just make sure you're doing computer audio. It's very quiet compared to the music.
We're going to have to write that in the chat. But guys, thank you very much. You probably can't hear what we're saying right now, but hey, if you're having some audio issues, please make sure that you log back out, come back in, and just select your best sound option. All right, Justin, kick it away, man.
All right, so just threw in the chat for some other people. Hopefully we'll get some audio squared away for everybody else. But yes, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for joining this morning. We appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to come join us here so we can really bring a lot of great information to you, including some upgrades to BTN, which would be great for everybody, and then some guided sales flow enhancements as well as a few other announcements. So appreciate everybody joining in. Henry, thanks for kind of kicking it over. Hopefully everybody now over the past couple minutes of me riffing here will have fixed the audio settings. So let's get right into it so we can get everything going. On the agenda today, we will be covering upgrades on BTN. It is here. It is something that you are able to do today. So we will walk you through some information for that. You also have the Boost Expanded Data Network, or TN, as a lot of people know it, is now available on Elevate Web through the guided sales flow. We then have some information for you on Boost U in your DNC training, which is coming up, and some Xfinity and prepaid internet updates for you as well. So we got a lot of great content to cover for you. Thank you again for joining. So real quick, I know I just mentioned BEDN and what that is. So I want to cover a couple quick acronyms with everybody, as these are some things that we will be talking about today, so we can make sure we are all on the same page. So your DOP, which you might have heard from your field team or from the Boost team, that is Elevate Web. That is where your sales system lives and breathes. Now, you primarily may know that as BTN at the moment, but that entire platform is going to grow and get bigger, which is why we are calling it our digital operating platform. That will now house both your Boost Expanded Data Network, which you know is TN, and your Boost Transform Network, which is BTN. So that will all be under Elevate Web. And that's really what the point of this training will be, is the Elevate system that you've used for TN previously. We are working on moving everything over to Elevate Web. So you'll have one sales system, one system to handle everything, one system to rule them all. Inside of that will be your guided sales flow, which is your activation process, where you will go for everything for your customers. So those are kind of the four big topics that we have with your acronyms. So again, TN will be coming over to DOP, which is currently in with BTN, and you will use your guided sales flow to access all of that. So hopefully that will kind of clear up some of the confusion that we had a little bit with yesterday. And we will be able to get you some of that great information. And the last thing, we're going to stop after every section and answer any questions that you may have had. So the first section we have is BTN upgrades. We'll stop at the end of that. We'll take any of your questions. So if you can, save them in the chat for that time, so that way we can answer your questions and see them, versus trying to scroll back up and try and find them versus all the chatter or questions that might be asked, just wait to the very end. We'll give you some time at the end of each section to make sure we get your questions. With that being said, Henry, I'm going to turn it back over to you and let you cover some upgrades and let them know about the great news on BTN.
Thank you very much, Justin. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for clearing it up and setting the table for today. We're super excited, guys. Let's start with upgrades. This has already been going for you. Hopefully, you've already done a few, but let's go ahead and officially go over it here. Very simple, very easy, guys. We are finally able to do upgrades for our BTN customers in the guided sales flow. We're going to go over that real quick. 3 simple steps to do this. Very simple, very easy. This is the beauty of Elevate Web. We're making everything super simple, very intuitive for you to smoothly flow through upgrades here in the system. So we're going to first and foremost, right, in order to do an upgrade, we're going to first determine what network that customer is on. We're going to show you how to do that. Very simple. Once we're able to determine that this customer is on the BTN network, on the black SIM card, we're going to move forward because that's the customer we want to activate. All right. The next thing we're going to do, very simple, is to check for the customer eligibility. Very simple. Obviously, the customer has to be eligible to upgrade in order for us to continue. All right. The system's going to tell you, very simple, very easy, and very clearly. And then third, you just simply go ahead and process the upgrade. And like we said, it's going to be very easy. We actually have a very nice simulation that we're going to use to show you. All right. So there might be some questions out there, right? Eligibility and promotions. Who's eligible? Did anything change? Well, no, it didn't. The same things are still the same. The 9-month customer eligibility window still remains, and all eligible upgrade pricing is available. All right. So now that we set the table of how easy it is, what steps you're going to do, let's go dig in a little bit deeper into how to do the upgrade. Before we do that, let's turn it over to your favorite Boost training manager here, Benny Lopez. He's going to show us a little bit about how to, he's going to show us how to see if a customer is eligible. And then he's going to talk about some important things with Boost Shield. So let's kick that video off.
In our top story, device upgrades for Boost Transform Network is live. Check if your Boost Transform Network customers are eligible to upgrade by heading to the Elevate Web guided sales flow. You'll click Existing Customer, Account Summary, enter their phone number and PIN, click Look Up Account, and here is where you'll find upgrade eligibility. If the customer is not eligible for upgrade, the message will show you exactly when they will be. From here, please visit the Sales Portal, Quick Links, Boost Transform Network Resources, BTN Device Upgrade SAG for more details and the step action guide for how to process. We have an important message regarding BTN upgrades and device protection. If the customer has device protection on their account, it will be systematically removed during the upgrade process. If the customer wants to keep device protection on their new device, it will have to be re-added to their account via the Dish Sales Portal in the guided sales flow. The customer will need to pay for device protection upfront upon adding it to the upgraded device. The customer will receive the appropriate prorated refunds based on their payment method. See the Sales Portal, Quick Links, Boost Transform Network Resources, BTN Device Protection exists.
Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Benny. Appreciate it. Guys, so he quickly showed you how simple it is to find out if a customer is eligible, right? This is obviously assuming that the customer is on the BTN Black SIM card. He also talked a little bit about some important items when it comes to Boost Shield. Don't worry, we're going to cover those in a little bit. But before we do that, let's actually go through a simulation of how you will do an upgrade, right? So we've already checked to see if the customer is on the right network, is on the black SIM card, and now we're going to go ahead right through Elevate Web to do the upgrade. So let's go through. First thing you're going to do is click on the Guided Sales Flow button. Once you do that, that tile is going to take you to your Guided Sales Flow. You're going to select Existing Customer. You're going to do an account summary, right? Click on that button, and you're going to look up the customer. There it is, right? Just like Benny said, this customer has an iPhone 12 Pro Max. They are eligible for an upgrade. And here's where you're going to find out if this customer is eligible or not. If it's green, it says upgrade eligible. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the radio button, the little box right there, right? And you see that upgrade device button pops up, and that's exactly where you're going to click to move forward to complete that upgrade. Once you do that, it quickly takes you to the guided sales flow, right? You're familiar with this, and this is where you're going to complete your upgrade. First, you're going to scan, right, the device. Scan the IMEI. Pop up, of course, telling you that device is eligible with the network. And you're going to go through scanning your SIM card. Boom. Now it tells you all the information about the SIM card. This customer decided to go with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Let's move forward. Click and select. Here you're going to have the ability to add some accessories to review your sale. Right, pro tip, like we said before, we always recommend that you actually wait to add accessories towards the end. But what we see here is a great summary of what that customer is going to be required to pay today. All right, so here you're seeing the discount of the device, the full price of the device, and the activation right there with the taxes. So you're able to educate the customer before you move through to see if he has the right amount in his pocket, obviously, to pay for the upgrade. Once we do that, let's move forward. Here's your summary, once again, telling you exactly what plan the customer has, telling you exactly what device we upgraded him to, telling you again what the total for that customer will be today. And now we're going to proceed to the subscriber information. Let's add the subscriber to the cart. And now, you guys are very familiar with this part. You have everything ready to go to make a payment, everything ready to go for the customer to either swipe his card or give you cash.
Perfect. Covers.
And that is it, guys. That is very simple, very easy how the new Elevate Web upgrade will work. Thank you very much, Justin. Very simple, very easy. Let's talk about who's eligible. All right, we said this already. All of the upgrade rules continue. Right? The activation date is still the same, 9 months. That's the eligibility period for the customer. One good tip, right? Device protection replacements do not reset the eligibility date. We heard you loud and clear. There were some issues with that before. This will no longer happen. So any device a customer gets from Boost Shield will not reset the eligibility date. BYOD and unlocked devices also do not reset the eligibility date. We heard you loud and clear as well. We resolved this problem. So now you're able to upgrade the customer, right, with a BYOD device, and it will not reset his eligibility date. Right? Eligibility does reset when a customer performs a device upgrade with a device purchase and subsidized device. That means they got a discount on the device. Okay? So that's the only time their date will be reset. So keep that in mind going forward. Here's the important reminder, right? Benny talked about the insurance, but also, right, he mentioned the email addresses. Guys, this is very important. We want to make sure that we capture this email addresses before we do an upgrade. So before you're upgrading a customer, check to see if they have an email address on their account. Remember, these are BTN customers. We talked about how important it was when we're activating customers on Elevate Web to capture a real email address. We've noticed that we haven't been doing that 100% of the time. So this is where we're going to have to make sure this happens, because if not, customer will not be able to process the upgrade, right? If the customer has the email address, move on with the upgrade, no problem. If the customer does not have an email address on their account, right? We're going to have to call dealer support and have them add a unique email address before processing the upgrade. We get it, right? Some customers don't know their email address, don't want to have an email address, some of them. But remember, if they have an Android phone, they have an email address. We have to create that, right, when we set up their account. If they have an iPhone, they have an iCloud address, right? If they don't, go ahead, create one for the customer, make sure they have access to that email address on their phone, right? And then go ahead and process the upgrade. You're able to do that as long as it's a good, right, activated email address and they have access to it, you will be ready to go. I know there were some questions that came up yesterday. Those are some of the answers. All right, so guys, just like that, simple and easy. We went over how to look to see if the customer is eligible for an upgrade. We went through a simulation of how to do the upgrade. You saw it was very simple and easy. We talked about the importance of the email address. And before we move forward, let's talk about the importance of Boost Shield. So you heard it from Benny, right? These customers, when you do an upgrade, the Boost Shield will systematically be dropped off their account. You will have to add it back on their account if the customer needs it. And of course they do. They're buying a brand new phone, they're upgrading, right? Most of these customers will absolutely want the Boost Shield. So we're going to have to add it again. And yes, they will have to pay their $7 at that point. But they will be refunded any proration that they've already paid based on how long they've had it for the month. All right? So quick example, I come in the middle of the month, right, to do the upgrade. I've already basically paid for Boost Shield this month, right? I will have to pay $7 again, but we're going to get refunded for that month that we already used. So that's all going to happen simultaneously in the system. Don't worry, it's going to be a credit on their account. But for now, that's how we have to deal with Boost Shield. All right. So, Justin, why don't we open it up? Chris, Jose, there might be some questions in the chat that we might not have answered when it comes to upgrades. What do we have?
Well, it looks like we did have a couple questions come through. We are doing our best to get them answered up, but for those of you who did wait throughout the end of the presentation, please go ahead and throw your questions in now. That way, Henry and I were stopped. We're not moving any slides. We're not trying to present or anything like that. It'd be a great time for us to be able to take a quick second here and answer any of the questions that you have.
So I'm seeing a couple questions here. Will eligibility still reset with any device swap or upgrade on TN old Elevate? Will eligibility still reset with any device swap or upgrade on TN old Elevate Legacy?
Well, let's keep in mind, guys, we are only talking about upgrading customers who are on the black SIM cards.
On BTN.
On BTN, exactly. So we're not talking about any TN customers, legacy customers, those that are in the T-Mobile network. No, we are only talking about those customers who we have activated and are on the BTN network right now and have a black SIM card.
Yeah, I think to just respond a little further is we're working on a process to be able to upgrade customers from our legacy system to the new system, but that's not available to us yet. So all these upgrades will stay within the platform they're in. If it's legacy, they have to upgrade legacy. If it's DOP, they have to upgrade DOP.
Thank you, Andrew. Mm-hmm.
Here's a question I'll call out too that I think could clear up a lot of confusion related to customer care. There seems to be some people that have been asking, well, is it a different customer care line for BEDN on guided sales flow?
The answer is no, right? We're going to basically call our customer care and then press option 2. Those are the folks that are going to help us with the guided sales flow questions that we have. Going forward, obviously, we're going to have TN now on the guided sales flow, so those folks will be able to help us there.
Okay.
Good question.
I think we're okay to. A lot of questions about Shield. We're answering them as we can. I think we're good to move on, though.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for answering as we go. I want to turn it over now to Justin. He has some great news about what some enhancements we have for guided sales flow. Take it away, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate it, Henry. So we are going to talk about some enhancements and really what this is the addition of the Boost Expanded Data Network now on Elevate Web via your guided sales flow. So this is now something that we have live for you. There are 3 SIM cards. Some of you may have seen white SIM cards already arrive to your store, and you have questions about what are these. I can promise you, you guys will have a lot of questions pop up during this. Let me cover everything for you and then throw your questions in at the end. That way I will probably and hopefully answer any of the questions that you may have as we go along. So the idea of the 3 SIM card system is that you will easily be able to identify what platform to use and what network to use. So your orange SIM card, that will operate only on your old legacy Elevate, the Elevate system that we were using prior to Elevate Web, or that you are using right now to handle any of our TN-based customers. The black and orange SIM card will be handled through Elevate Web and through your guided sales flow, where we will be able to activate customers on both TN and BTN. We now have one sales system, one solution for every customer. Some important items to note: add-a-line pricing is still not currently available on our guided sales flow through Elevate Web. So please be aware of that the only customers that will be eligible for your add-a-line pricing will be our existing legacy customers that are using orange SIM cards on the old Elevate platform. However, some great features for our customers is the self-service port resubmission will be eligible for both networks on Boost Expanded Data Network and for the Boost Transform Network, all through Elevate Web. So if you're activating them through Elevate Web, you will have the ability to handle any of the port resubmission information on your own. And all Elevate Web promo pricing will be eligible for both Boost Transform Network and the Boost Expanded Data Network. So BTN or TN will now qualify for the same promo pricing. That includes the $25 plan. So we're going to try and combine everything, make it super simple for everybody. It'll be one system, one promo pricing windows for everything. So as we talked about, we do have 3 different SIM cards. Here's a quick sheet to kind of give you an idea of what it is, right? So the orange SIM card, as I mentioned, that is for our TN customers as we know them on the Boost Expanded Data Network. That is only for the old Elevate system, not on Elevate Web. Your customers that we can now, starting today, activate through Elevate Web will both be our BTN customers, which are the black SIM card, and our new white SIM card, which will be able to put customers on the Boost Expanded Data Network, or as TN. So now we have a solution for both customers, TN and BTN, all through our guided sales flow via Elevate Web. So what does that mean, right? We do now have a bunch of SIM cards. What does that mean? What can customers get? Maybe we've been running into an issue with that orange SIM card and it's not allowing us to activate on a particular device. Here's another quick slide which will give you a lot of that information. Your black SIM card and your white SIM card, you can do anything with those. That includes activations, upgrades. You have the $25 plan available to them. You can activate the iPhone 14, the Moto Edge Plus, the TCL 30Z, anything through Elevate Web, you are able to do, again, minus add-a-line pricing right now at this moment. The orange SIM card, I will be covering this a little bit later. Don't think you're throwing them away. We still have plenty of purpose for it. We still have a lot of customers utilizing the orange SIM card. But if you see here, they can still do activations. They can still do upgrades. They can still do national promo pricing. They still get out-of-line pricing. But a lot of the handset models, as we continue to progress and they continue to move over, we'll need to move them through Elevate Web. So as customers come in, we want to get them through Elevate Web. That's the whole purpose. Whether it's TN or BTN, we want to get them on Elevate Web. Now, with bringing in the new SIM cards and now kind of moving everything to Elevate Web, we wanted to share some best practices with you on what we believe will give you the best experience with the 2 major SIM cards that we will be using, which are our white SIM cards and our black SIM cards for new customers. You will know your network inside of your region, right? If you have a stronger network inside of your area, work with your field team to make sure you're activating on the correct network. However, with that being said, we believe you will get your best experience if a customer is switching over from AT&T or Cricket if you are utilizing the white SIM card. Now, I know a lot of us have been talking about BTN. Let's get every customer as much as possible on BTN. What we really want you to do now is make sure we're getting every customer through Elevate Web. You now have options available to you through Elevate Web. If they're switching over from AT&T, you might have the best experience of getting those ports to go through by utilizing that white SIM card. And as you can see there in red on this slide, it's highly recommended for any Apple or Android port coming from AT&T, move them over to the Boost Expanded Data Network utilizing that white SIM card. It will put them on the TN network, just like you guys may have had to do in prior weeks where you've pivoted and you've put them on the orange SIM card. Now we just want to put them on the white SIM card. Still get them over onto our network, still utilize the Boost Expanded Data Network, but utilize that white SIM. For any other iPhone that's coming over, if it's a port or if it's a new customer, take advantage of the Boost Transform Network if that is stronger in your area and get them on that black SIM card. And then for Android devices, you can see there are a couple tips down here. The Boost Expanded Data Network is great for those customers, just as well as the BTN is. So utilize what coverage is in your area, talk to your customers and see what network that they're on now. If they're on a network that they are happy with and it's T-Mobile or AT&T, we're not going to tell them we have that network, but we can satisfy that needs by putting them with the correct SIM card. The only stipulations that we have to this are now coming up. So it is with our multi-line accounts, right? For multi-line accounts, we need to place all lines on the same network. So if a port is coming over from AT&T, again, we are highly recommending that we put them on the Boost Expanded Data Network. What that means is all lines under that multi-line account then need to go under the Boost Expanded Data Network. So if I look at the group that we have here, me and Henry are on a family plan, right? We're starting a multi-line account and I port over first and I'm coming over and I get put on the Boost Expanded Data Network. When you activate Henry's phone, you want to use another white SIM card for Henry. You want to keep that multi-line account on the same family plan, on the same network. That way there's no issues with service. There's no issues on the back end with any payments or anything like that. It will give you the best process and the best experience using Elevate Web. And that would go down the road too, right? So if later on we decide to bring Chris onto our account a month later, if we're both on the Boost Expanded Data Network, check our account, see what network we're on, and make sure we activate Chris with that same SIM card. You can easily check what network they are on by going through your guided sales flow and going through the Dish portal, the Dish sales portal that you have. You can check to see what network they're on. If you don't have the SIM card, you can pull it up right from Elevate Web and through your guided sales flow. Now, I mentioned the orange SIM card. We will still use it, right? We will still be utilizing the orange SIM card for a lot of activations. Why? ACP. We want to continue to leave ACP on that orange SIM card. So don't ignore it. Don't throw it in the drawer thinking you're never going to come back to it, because we want to take care of all those ACP customers and make sure they get that experience. And we're going to utilize the orange SIM card for that. Your expanded data network customers that are currently with us using the orange SIM card that want to add a line, now's the perfect time. Use another orange SIM card. Why? Because like we just talked about, we want to keep them on the same network and the same platform. So that orange SIM card, we want to keep with an orange SIM card, no matter how many lines that they add. And the last is a mobile broadband. If you're doing a mobile broadband, same as ACP, utilize that orange SIM card, get them through the original Elevate through our legacy system there, and be able to get them squared away, an orange SIM card, just like you would with ACP. Now, I know that's a lot of information to throw at you guys. Really, the main thing that I want you to take away from this is keep the customers on the same SIM card. If you have a BTN customer and they want to add a line, keep them on the black SIM card. Keep them on the BTN network. If you start them with the white SIM card because we have it, it's new, and they're porting over from AT&T, next customer, keep them on that white SIM card as well. Just keep everything the same as much as you can on the accounts to have the best overall experience. And the last thing with it, right, we covered promos. So promos, we made a change that every customer was eligible for each system on 9/9. So that's been a little bit more than a month that all promos were eligible. However, effective on 11/1, we are now going to shift back to our promos for the Boost Expanded Data Network and BTN will be available exclusively through Elevate Web. So customers who are switching to us and wanting to get that free device, you will have to utilize either that white SIM card or the black SIM card. So I know I kind of saw some questions pop up in the chat of I'm not quite sure when I use the white SIM card or what it's for. As we go forward, that's the SIM card that you're going to utilize to activate customers on the TN network. If that is the direction that you need to go, utilize that white SIM card. They'll be eligible for the promos and really get them through Elevate Web. So a lot of information, guys. I didn't quite see as many people saying that they were confused. So hopefully I did a better job explaining it today. Those of you who joined us yesterday, hopefully I was able to answer a bunch of the questions that we had pop up yesterday. But now's a great time. Throw any of the questions that you have in the chat. Myself, Henry, I see Chris jumping in there and Andrew as well. Throw any questions that you have. So we'll take a few minutes here since we are well ahead of schedule and answer any questions you have.
Great job, Justin, man. That's a lot of information. Thank you, right? Man, the long-awaited activations, right, on the Elevate Web platform is here. We've been saying it, right? Pretty soon, we're only going to use the Elevate Web platform to activate everything. Well, here it is, right? Keep in mind, guys, all new activations, port-ins, right? Whether they're going into black SIM on the BTN network or they're going onto the white SIM, the TN network, they're all done in one platform now, right? For new activations, no more, swiveling your chair, using different. No, we're moving away from the old legacy network, right? This is the first big step to do that because now we're going to be activating all new customers on the Elevate Web. That's awesome. It's here. You're going to really love how quick it is to activate multiple lines. You guys have seen it, right? It's very simple, very easy. And right, to take advantage of the new rate card, right? So more data, who doesn't want that with the new system, right? So those customers that now are going to activate on the white SIM, take advantage of the 40 gigabyte on the $50 plan, 50 gigabytes on the $60 plan, and they now have access to that $25 plan who was only available to those customers on the black SIM. So that's awesome, right? So thank you for covering all of that. A lot of the questions, I believe, saying, hey, well, what if my network doesn't work? Or I like the other network. Guys, we want to make it clear that you're the experts. You and the customer, right, will have the good and expert conversation about what network to go with. All right, we gave you some direction. We gave you some of our recommendations for the network. But ultimately, right, you know what the best network is for the customer. You know your area. You know which one works best. And that's what you're going to give the customer, right?
So it looks like a bunch of people still posted that, whether they had a customer come in and they missed part of it, or you guys may be confused. Hey, great news for everybody is the field team will be out to support you. So this is new for everybody, right? This wasn't something that we've been doing and it's now just available to you guys. The field team is getting this same experience as you guys. They will be out in your stores in force, helping you and walking you through this process. A lot of people also mentioned, how can I get a copy of this presentation? We are recording it. So hopefully I did a decent enough job that you're willing to go back and watch the recording. And hopefully that will kind of help answer any questions that you may have. We did have a couple questions in there about the SIM cards. Yes, the idea with the white SIM card is that will be for activation for new customers through Elevate Web. As we move forward, right, we're turning the page. We're closing the door slowly on the orange SIM cards and the old Elevate portal. And for any new customers that are coming in, we really want to take advantage if we have to put them on TN with that white SIM card. And that'll be the idea and the purpose behind it. So we'll slowly get down in our SIM cards. I know somebody asked, will we ever get down to one SIM card? This is a work in progress, right? We got to get steps along the way to get there. And this is kind of another step along that journey.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, right, Justin, that orange SIM card, guys, we're going to use it very little, right? There's only a few times you're going to use it. And Justin already went over it. And it's going to be to add any lines for those customers who are still in the old Elevate network, right? Those existing customers on TN. They want to add lines. That's where you do it in the old system and you use the orange SIM card. If you want to upgrade one of those customers, right, those existing TN customers, right, that's when you use the old Elevate network, portal, and that's where you use the Orange SIM card. And then when you do your ACPs and any of your mobile broadband devices, that's when you use those Orange SIM cards. Other than that, man, we're doing everything on Elevate Web. We're doing everything on the Black SIM or the White SIM. So just want to reiterate that. There were some questions with that, right? So Jose, Chris, any others that you see that were not answered yet?
I mean, from my perspective, I think you covered all the main ones, the white SIM and the availability of the networks on the different phones. Obviously, you've already covered to do what's best for the customer, and I think that's the most important part. So I think we're good here.
Perfect. Why don't we move on? All right. Thank you, guys. Let's move on to Boost You Learning, guys. Very simple. Just a quick reminder here for you. Let's go on to the next slide here, Justin. So guys, you have seen it, you have heard about it, right? The old STAR training system is gone. We have moved over to a awesome, right? More updated Boost You Learning platform. Everyone, right, that had a STAR login is able to log right back in it. You can do that today. The same logins you had in STAR are the same ones that are going to work on Boost You Learning. All right. The password is either Boost lowercase b 99, right, or capital B Boost 123. We've known those two passwords work, but go ahead, guys, and log into Boost You Learning if you haven't. It's an all new platform. Very excited to have that going. And right, a big reminder, because we got a big training coming up for everyone, and everyone is going to have to do it, and it's only going to be available through Boost You Learning, right? And that is the DNC. Go over to the next section here, the next slide. Here it is. So the new Do Not Contact training for 2022/2023 is coming soon. Everyone, right, is going to be required to take it, and of course, it's only going to be available on the new platform, Boost You Learning. So be ready for it, right? Make sure you're able to log in. Make sure you're able to access all of those trainings. If you're having any issues, we understand, right? Just reach out to your local Boost representative. They're going to be able to either get you your login, right? Be able to reset your password if there's an issue. So please go ahead and reach out to them if you have not been able to log into the Boost You Learning yet. All right, let's go on to another exciting part here of the call, and is prepaid internet. Guys, we have some great promotions going up, and hey, let's start with the best one. Great news for all of our Xfinity doors. Those of you who offer Xfinity, man, you got a huge price drop as of Friday the 14th. Fantastic here. Our customers now are only going to have to pay $45 for the first month of internet, and they now get a free modem. Fantastic news for those customers, right? They either pay $45 a month for the same service they used to pay $80 before. So almost a 50% off here for those customers. Fantastic. And better yet, for those Boost Mobile customers, right, will get a $5 off when they get Xfinity. So they will only be paying $40. That's 50% of what they used to pay before. Fantastic news. Same great speed. 50 megabits download, 10 megabits upload. So great plan. Same service they had before, right? Now at an even lower rate. So, hey, why are we doing this? Simple. We want to make this more appealing for our customers, right? It's going to reduce the entry point pricing. It's going to attract more customers for you. And of course, there's more earning opportunities for our Boost retailers. So guys, go ahead and start selling even more Xfinity. Continue to check those addresses to see if they're eligible. Fantastic news for our customers. Cannot wait to see how those numbers skyrocket in your stores, because we're almost giving this thing away 50% off in price. So let's move on to the next announcement here. A little bit more as to why we're doing this and how we're better here than the competition. Right? So guys, you maybe have heard of it. Some customers are doing it already. Hey, Metro is selling T-Mobile's wireless internet plan. Well, then why are we better? First of all, we're hardwired, right? No network outages, more reliability, faster speeds, and we're at least $10 to $15 cheaper a month than they are. Plus, we're giving away the free hardware for this, so no need to pay it. And we're never going to force our customers to purchase wireless service with us. We're going to encourage them, right, for our Boost customers to get it because they get an additional $5 off. But we're going to force them like Metro does. So, guys, if anyone comes in saying, hey, you got this wireless thing, we don't. We have something better. Cheaper, more reliable, and we're not going to force you to get any other service. So, even better for our customers, guys, better than our competition. We also have something for our, let's go forward, for our Cox straight up internet customers, of course. Guys, October sell and earn incentive is still going on right now. We're still, right, giving away some great incentives for you to sell, right? First, for the first 3 kits you sell, you're going to earn $5 for each. Once you sell the 4th one, man, you double your earnings. No cap on this. Earn, get that bag, guys. Continue to sell Cox for those of you who have it available, right? Payouts will continue to work instantly, right? The Boost frontline employee will have their choice of either a Walmart or an Amazon gift card right away. So guys, continue to do that. As soon as you earn $15 in there, you're able to redeem it. So continue to log your sales from October 1st through October 31st on the website, right? straightupinternetrewards.com. And for you to continue to get that money. No cap. Think about that. Great incentive from Cox. So we have something for everyone. Thank you very much, Justin. I think with that, we're able to cover some resources. Let me turn it over to you because we have some great things for our folks here with all this information that we just shared.
Absolutely. So we certainly appreciate all of the engagement in the chat, all the questions that have come in. And I got some great news for you, right? When this webinar ends, you're not left to your own devices. We actually have updated, and if you look at the screen here, right, there's your quick links. Everybody knows what quick links is. You live there for everything. Now, previously on every other training and every other webinar that we've talked about, it was always Boost Transform Network Resources. We have now changed that. Why? It is guided sales flow resources because we can do both the Boost Expanded Data Network and your BTN, 2 different networks under one platform. So now you will have your guided sales flow resources, which will answer a lot of your questions in there for what rate plans do we have? How do we process upgrades? A lot of that great information is right there available to you at your fingertips. So if you had questions on the upgrade because maybe you missed that part of the webinar, great. Hop into your sales portal, go to quick links, pull up your guided sales flow resources. It's right there. If you still have questions on BTN, they will be there under your guided sales flow resources as well. So they're not gone. If you have a question or an issue with BTN, it is now just housed under one library for your guided sales flow resources. So please, if you still have questions, if you're still confused a little bit, go out, check out the resources, look at it, and hopefully everything we have in there can kind of help maybe clear up some of the questions that you might have. So this is a little bit of an older slide, but for those who aren't quite sure where that is, we even put an animated slide together for you, right? Now it does show the old Boost Transform Network resources. We wanted to make sure we got the most up-to-date one with the slide previously, but you hop into quick links, you'll be able to see your guided sales flow resources, and you can pull everything up that you have. Last, as I mentioned, right, there's a job aid overview for your upgrades. If you had questions on how do I go check to see what network their customers are on, right? There was a lot of questions about, do I put an orange SIM card with an orange SIM card? How do I check to see if they're on a black SIM card? It's all right here. You can go right into your guided sales flow. This sheet right here tells you your network indicator. Henry, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was page number 2 in there. So it's right there, right off the jump. I know the screen is small, it's a little tiny, but you basically guided sales flow, existing customer, dish sales portal, right? It's step-by-step right there for everybody. So as a best practice, link that document on your computer so you have it, and it's there available to you at a click of a button, or print it out for the first few weeks that BTN upgrades are new, so you have that information. Now, I will be honest, we do update that document frequently. So if you do print it, it's not the end all be all. It is something that will be updated if we need to make a change or if something is incorrect or if a better process comes out, we'll update it. And please keep an eye out on that document. It doesn't hurt to pop in every couple days and check it out. That way we can make sure we get it squared away for you and we get you the latest information at your fingertips. There's a bunch of one-pagers. So if you had questions about, hey, you guys wanted me to activate an AT&T iPhone on which network, we have all of that information there to you. What's the difference in SIM cards again? Got it. How do I find the network? We got it. It's a great resource. Please go check it out. Other than that, looks like we are done about 15 minutes early. I see a couple people posting in the chat still with some questions that you have. CJ saying it's easy peasy.
Love it.
Hopefully we made it seem easy peasy. That is great. I'm sure there are still people who have some questions, comments, things that they need to work through. Feel free to ask questions to us. We'll be here and your field team. When they come in, don't hesitate to ask. Those are your resident experts. They're there to help you out as well. So Henry, I'll turn it over to you for any closing remarks that you have.
No, thank you, Justin. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you for co-hosting with me. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Andrew, for helping us in the chat. Man, there's a lot of questions going on. I'm sure I can feel the excitement. Thank you for joining us. But hey, we got plenty of time. Why don't we go over some of those questions? Let's turn it over to Chris, Jose, Andrew. Any questions that we have out there that we have not answered yet?
It seems to be that there's a call to action for a Boost U learning on this particular topic. So not sure, Henry or Justin, if we have any clarification if that's out there. If not, then I'm sure it will be out there very soon.
Yeah, I saw that question as well. We will take that back to the Boost U training team and get you some answers or get something potentially created for you if that's not already in the works.
Good call out. Yeah.
Right. Let's see
Anything
here.
else?
Any other good ones?
When does this start? This started yesterday, guys. The awesome part is that upgrades have been up and running for about 8 days now. That started on the 11th. And, right, your ability to work and activate everything on Elevate Web started yesterday. So as soon as you get those white SIM cards, go ahead and get started.
Yeah, Justin just answered, but it's been on here a lot. ACP on BTN.
That's coming.
It's
That's a
coming.
fast follow. Right, we're moving everything into, like we said, to the new guided sales floor, to the new Elevate Web platform. So that's coming. Fast follow. Trust us, we're working in the back end.
A bunch of questions about add-a-line pricing in there as well. So add-a-line pricing is not yet available through the guided sales flow. So if they are on a orange SIM card or if we activate a new customer on the white SIM card, now, reminder, unless you've activated them now, nobody has a white SIM card yet, right? So that is not something that is currently out there and available to customers via our guided sales flow. So if they are on an old orange SIM card, they are eligible for add-a-line pricing. But somebody asked, are they still eligible for promo pricing? Yes, customers would still follow the same rules, whether it's BTN or the white SIM card via the guided sales flow on their pricing. If they're porting over, you don't have to worry about add-a-line pricing, right? Why? Because they're getting that add-a-line, that promo discount for the port. And if they're a new line, they'll qualify for new line pricing.
It's a great question, right, guys? Yeah, that's something that we're working very closely on. Fast follow, but this is where, right, we're really going to get good at, hey, really locking down the BOGO when a customer comes in, right? If somebody wants to just one line, hey, right, why not let them on the BOGO? Because later on, right, as of now, we don't have any discounts on the second line. So if they're thinking about it, they're not sure, let's lock them down on that BOGO promo on the new Elevate Web platform. That way they're able to get multiple lines. Good question, though.
All right, quick question here from Nicole. When we find an orange SIM card when doing an upgrade, the document said customer does not qualify for an upgrade. If the customer still wants to buy a phone with no discount, which SIM card do we use? If they're not eligible for an upgrade, or even if they were, right, if they already have an orange SIM card, at this time, you'll continue to keep them on an orange SIM card. Continue to keep them on the same network and platform that they have. I've seen a lot of questions about migration and when will we move them over. Stay tuned. Right now, we want to focus on getting the new customers onto the Boost Expanded Data Network via Elevate Web. And in the future, I don't know, right? Who knows what's coming? But we will certainly have solutions for those customers on orange SIM cards in the future. But right now, the main focus with the white SIM card is new customers, getting them on that network.
Exactly. And just to follow up on that, right, guys, the majority of the customers that we're talking about here for upgrades are those customers who we activated on the BTN network on Elevate Web 9 months ago. They're eligible for an upgrade now. Those are the customers who are going to go in and upgrade now with a new black SIM. If you have a customer coming into your store and they are on the orange SIM, the legacy network, and they want an upgrade, you just go ahead and do your upgrade business as usual on the All Elevate platform with the orange SIM, and you upgrade their device. For those customers that we start activating today with a white SIM card, they're new customers. They won't be eligible for an upgrade until 9 months from now. That's when you're going to go ahead and do an upgrade with the white SIM card in Elevate Web.
Hey, I know you guys covered this, but it seems like there are still some questions, and it's probably a good idea to clear the air just one more time for those that may have missed. So rate plans on the white SIM card, are they different or are they the same on guided sales flow?
That's an awesome question, and that's a great benefit. When we activate a customer now, right, a brand new customer on the white SIM card on the TN network, they're going to be able to take advantage of the new plans we have. They are going to be able to get that $50 plan that comes with 40 gigabytes of internet. And better yet, that $60 plan that comes with 50 gigabytes of internet and Total Mexico. So yes, they are able to activate on the new plans, including the $25 plan now. We didn't have that available, right, for customers on the TN network before. Now they do. Good question.
Looking for some ones that we haven't answered yet. It looks like we've gotten through a lot of them. Talked about Boost U. Guys, I'm not seeing anything different unless you are.
Rashid just asked, so the orange SIM card, can we still do add-a-line and upgrades on the legacy portal? Yes. The add-a-line promotional pricing will now only be limited still to the legacy portal. And yes, you will still be able to do upgrades for those customers. Absolutely, we still want to make sure we take care of them, but new customers, we still want to make sure that's when we're moving them over to that white SIM card. The existing customers on orange, we want to keep them squared away on the orange and on that old platform for the time being.
There's some questions about insurance. So basically, it comes down to, are the rules the same for insurance related to the 30-day window we have to activate the customer? Obviously, we recommend that you activate them at the point of sale. That's the best experience for the customer. But are the rules different on the white SIM than they have been otherwise?
It's a great question. We're going to get some very specific answers for you on that. What we know here is business as usual on the Boost Shield. So should still have the same time frame to add it if they didn't. Right? You should be able to add that through either customer care, right, or through the system. So yeah, we're going to get a specific answer for you. Thank you for bringing that up.
I think that just about does it for questions here that we haven't answered. So I'll defer to you guys to see if there's anything else, but otherwise I think we're good.
Awesome. Well, okay, guys, thank you very much again. Thank you for joining us, right? This training does not end here, right? You will have support from the frontline folks coming into your stores. You have your resources, right, that you can download and print. I would strongly recommend for you to print those 3 one-pagers. They're going to be right there in front of you if you have any questions. If you cannot get those questions that you have answered, reach out to us. We're here for you, and we're going to continue to evolve, right, this training, right, including a good shout out for tomorrow, right, a little plug. We have a Spanish session tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. So any of you guys or any of your fellow employees who feel more comfortable having a training in Spanish, we have it for you. We'll be here tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and we'll have a Spanish training for you. Also, right, I want to do another plug. If any of you guys are new, any of your new employees, right, are just joined you, please make sure that you register them for a training next week. We're going to have our new hire training next week. We have multiple sessions, one in Spanish of course, for you. So if you haven't registered, make sure you join that training as well. A lot of great information that we cover for new hires. So just throwing some plugs in there since we have a little bit of time.
I got one question that keeps popping up. And it's a common issue. But if BTN crashes, really, if DOP crashes, right? Like I guess is more the question. Is TN or is the Elevate Legacy or sorry Legacy portal still available for TN activations going forward?
That's a great question, right? Guys, we'll have a pivot, right, once that happens, but we will absolutely communicate that with you as it goes. We don't foresee that happening, but you know there are issues that happen. So we'll let you guys know. Great question, right? We will have specific direction once that happens. We will be able to pivot, and trust us, we are not going to allow you to lose any customers, any new activations. We will have a solution for you. Right now, I don't have the specific answer. I know I'm kind of dancing around it, but guys, we'll have an answer for you if that happens, and we'll make sure that we'll add that to our Q&A, which we're going to include in the portal. Good question.
100%. And just to add to that, right? Like if maybe we have an issue on the BTN side, you then still can utilize Elevate Web and get customers on the Boost Expanded Data Network. That's part of the benefit of having both networks now under one platform. Is we've really worked on providing a lot of stability to that platform and being able to make sure that we have fewer outages and fewer issues. So going forward, I know that was a very popular question that was in there. We are hopeful that we'll be able to get you squared away. But if that time comes, as Henry alluded to, we will get that news out to you on what the next step of action will be. It's important that we keep every customer and make them happy. So we will have solutions and safeguards in place for everybody.
We have a few seconds, and I want to answer this question, Justin. Nick asked again, right? Do we do upgrades with customers that currently have orange SIM cards on GSF with a white SIM? The answer is no. That's a customer who is an existing TN customer. You will not migrate them over to the new guided sales floor yet. No, you just go in and you do your upgrade, business as usual with an orange SIM card.
100%.
Joshua asked, existing TN customers can still add lines onto existing lines? Absolutely. That existing TN customer, that means he has an orange SIM card, right? That you can go in the old portal, add as many lines as you want with an orange SIM card.
100%. Don't try and, I know there's a lot of information, right? The easiest thing that I can impress upon anybody who is still here, if they are on an orange SIM card, keep them with an orange SIM card. If they're with a black SIM card, keep them with a black SIM card. Whether it's an upgrade, whether it's an add-a-line, whether it's anything on their account, keep it the same. If you activate a new customer on a white SIM card, next time you do anything, whether it's an upgrade or an add-a-line, guess what? Keep them with the white SIM card. Keep it all the same.
Yep.
We're trying to keep it as simple as possible. I know there's a lot of information and there's a lot of possibilities that are out there, but the best thing I impress upon everybody is if they have an orange SIM card currently, keep them on an orange.
Justin, Nasser asked a great question, right? If we activate a customer on a white SIM card on the new Elevate Web platform, will we be able to go into the old portal to get their information? Great question. The answer is no, right? Now that customer lives within the Elevate Web platform. All of their information will be available through existing customer information within Elevate Web and also on the Boost One app. Very, very important that we're downloading this app for every single customer that we activate on the Elevate Web platform. That's going to give them information in the palm of their hands anytime they know. So that's good. Good question, Nasser. Great question. Marlene asked, so after 9 months for black SIM cards, if they want to upgrade, we move to white, correct? No, I think Justin said it best. If they're on a black SIM card, upgrade them and keep them on a black SIM card. Great question, though.
Danielle,
thank you for joining us twice. He said he watched us twice. Awesome. And now he said he's very helpful. He really got it. Hey, thank you. If you want to join us in Spanish tomorrow, we're here for you.
Danielle popped in a question for Boost Shield on a new upgrade. Is there an option to add back on? And how do we do that? Do we add money to the account or does it automatically charge the customer with the upgrade? We kind of covered that at the very beginning, right? With the insurance, you do need to add it back. The upgrade, if they're on BTN. Now, this is just with BTN. It will remove the insurance. You need to add it back in. With that, yes, you add it back in. The customer will receive a prorated amount. They do have to pay that full $7 upfront for it. and they get a
Yeah. I think
refund
the
back.
question though, Justin, is do they have to have those $7 in the account? Yes. So add those funds to the account. So when you add it, they will be right there, right? The money will be right there for them. Good question. Great question, Ronnie. He says, can a TN customer activated on the guided sales flow, meaning a white SIM card, be in a family plan with another TN customer activated on Legacy Portal? You cannot. You cannot mix and match right now, right? Those customers, if there's one in the TN and they want to activate another line, but it's going to go on the guided sales flow on the white SIM card, they're going to have to activate on individual plans right now. Great question, Ronnie. All right, guys, I think we're going over here. We're at 11 o'clock. Thank you guys for that. We want to be respectful, right, of your time. Thank you, Wilson, for joining us twice. Thank you very much. Thank you to Andrew. Thank you to Jose. Thank you for Chris for helping us with the chat. Thank you, Justin. Great work on the presentation, guys. We will see all of you tomorrow if you want to join the Spanish session. Other than that, thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. Recording will be available in a YouTube format momentarily. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Did one of you guys get the chat?
I will work on pulling it now.
I got it.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Problem. Just don't end the call until I get it.
Did
You
we
want
get
it in the
everything wrong,
same?
fellas?
Do you want it in the same document?
Yeah, you can just drop it at the bottom.
All right.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Andrew.
I'm good.